Hi, my name is Ronaldo Aris, and I will be presenting my IT2020 project made on Heroku using HTML and PHP. So over here we have the login page, this is the register page, and this is the home page. The home page will welcome users once they're logged in, as well as always show the top scores, the weekly scores, and the monthly scores. If we look at the weekly scores, they are shorter than both the top and the monthly scores. That is because if we go on to the scores in MyAdmin, we see that those scores being shown are these. That is because the scores are manually gathered. They're not really gathered every week, every month. The top score will always be gathered by the top scores. However, since the scores are gathered manually, that means that they will not update. They will stay as they are. That is because I've been having trouble trying to get them to update automatically, but I have to continue on with the project. So if I go over and log in, the user will be given more options. If they're an admin, they'll be given the admin option. The game is real simple. It's a modification of one of the games we saw in class. It simply rotated it sideways and changed the speed of the blocks, as well as just did this. The user could scroll down in order to hide this up here if they just want to focus on the game. The score here will not update the scores in scores or the points in users. That is because currently the thing used to gather points does not function properly. HTML and PHP are clashing with each other, and I'll just wait right here. The game is, however, able to end. We'll give them a final score. The score means nothing. If we go onto profile, the user is able to see the current amount of points they have, which will be relevant for competitions, and the last 10 scores that they received, or rather the last 10 scores the admin placed in. If we go down to account details, the users are able to change their username and email as well as password. Uh, Currently, there is no safety check for passwords. If anybody logs in as that user, they can change the password whenever they want. If we go onto admin, admins are allowed to create scores. So let's say a score of 12. Create score will be with a score of 24. It's right down there, score 12. You can then view scores, or rather the first 10 scores. They're able to see this list, and then they're able to edit and update these scores, their view scores. If they view scores, they'll see the score and some stats about the score. You can also change the score to say, change it like that, and it'll update the score. Although it doesn't work as intended. Oh, it does. Never mind. I'm guessing the null here was a small glitch that happened at some point. But they're able to do that as well as a point history. So point change, let's they can only increase points for reason S, and it'll create it successfully with an ID of 19, and it'll update points. So if we go onto point change, ID 19, 1S, change of 15. And if we go back to users, it'll say points is now 77. If we go back to my website and go to profile, we see that points have indeed changed to 77. I don't remember what they were before, but just to demonstrate that they are changed, let's place in 30, or rather 27, or 100. Points will update, go to profile, 104. So I did the math wrong. If we go on to viewpoint history, search my name up. As you can see, this is an ugly layout. And we then see the multiple point changes that have been made. We then view the point change, view its date, how much was changed. We can also edit or decrease, because why not? And it'll update it with the ID of 8. So we go on to point history, ID of 8. Why not? For some reason, negative numbers don't really like to work. They'll always come back null. It's something I'm not sure why it's happening. It worked well on Heroku, not Heroku, on my admin. I was able to reduce them, but they don't want to reduce if it's negative. Admins are only allowed to increase. If we go on to competitions, the user is able to create a competition that lasts however many days with a minimum score, able to change how the points are distributed and created. So they're able to successfully create it and others are able to join it. I'm now going to make another one just so we can view these two options. So if we go to view all competitions, these ones here are testing for participants. I'll explain it once I join. They're able to see the information of the competition. If we go over here, we go to competitions, you see this large table and you see every one that's created. This is the one I'm going to be joining with the 6-3-1 divide. So if I'm now to join one of these, as you can see, participants stay at 0. This one here is how much participants should be increasing. It's manually done. However, it just shows 0. And if we go on to HTML it also shows that it is 0. I'm not sure why participants isn't increasing by 1 even when placed manually. I can do it on PHP MyAdmin though. And if we go to view all competition, it's the same. When they join it, it'll stay at 0. A thing to be noted here is that this is not manually updated. It is automatically updated, competitions and user competitions. So whenever these expire, they will no longer be shown. As you can see, there's quite a few and only a few being shown here. So the user is able to log out. And if I pick one of the file names here, say competitions, they don't have permission because they are not logged in. There is a check to make sure that the user is logged in before they do anything. Finally, I'm going to create a new user. This is going to be the one that I'm going to share with you so you can explore the website. Final at ngit.edu with the password of username, password of password, confirm password. So they have been created. Final password. And they're in. Google will tell you that there's a breach. We'll show the top scores updated, of course, since 2312. And as you can see, admin is not here. They can only do that if they're admins. They still have all the other abilities. They're still able to join. If they don't have enough points, since this user is new, they have 0 points. They also have no scores. They're unable to join, and they're also unable to create. They're able to play the game, but they're not able to get points. I'll also make this user an admin for when it comes, but that is my project.